Hello everybody, and welcome to a video about, what is this game called? Right, Skull and Bones, sorry, jeez. I legitimately was gonna say Sea of Thieves, and I couldn't think of anything else. If that is an indication of how this video is gonna go, I don't know what else is. But yes, welcome to a video about my experience with Skull and Bones. And the first thing I wanted to start with here is that if any of you have been watching this channel for some time, you'd know that a game like this is like marketed directly for someone like me. If you look at the channel banner right now, I think it even has Sea of Thieves on it. Like I actually really like Sea of Thieves, despite its sort of, you know, make your own fun in air quotes. The whole pirate thing is super interesting and fun for me to play as a whole. Assassin's Creed Black Flag obviously had the pirate stuff, and to me that was just like the best part of the game. I had already kind of given up on Assassin's Creed at that point in terms of just as games. I kind of didn't really care anymore, but that pulled me in, and I really enjoyed that piece of the game. So, you know, in my mind, Skull and Bones is supposed to just be like a slam dunk. So for me, when I saw the original trailers, I thought, like, I was super excited. I remember telling my wife, like, I'm so stoked. I'm really excited for this. But as it kept getting delayed, it kind of became like an inside joke or like a meme of our household that, like, this game just isn't real. And every single time that there would be like a trailer or Ubisoft would talk about it, or even like someone would be talking about Sea of Thieves and then reference Skull and Bones, I would just repeatedly be like, that the game's not real. Don't even talk about it. Like, it's just vaporware. It's not real. It's not real. And as many of you know, in the very recent past, when asked in a meeting, it was said that this is supposed to be a quadruple A game, and that's how they can justify charging you full price while you know, having live service stuff. And, you know, I'll give you the sort of meat and potatoes of the video right now, and then I'll go into more detail as it goes on. But this is not a quadruple A game, at least not as it sits right now. And, you know, the first thing is people go, oh cool, but it's the beta, it's gonna get better. Sure, fine, but it comes out in like 2 or 3 weeks. There isn't gonna be a fundamental overhaul of this game. They're not gonna make a new engine. They're not gonna, you know, build it from the ground up. I mean, what you're playing is a maybe worse looking version, but it is the game. This is what it's going to be, and what it's going to be is absolutely not quadruple A. I mean, you can see it. It's just not. And that brings me to my first gripe. The game itself is just not that nice looking. I mean, even Sea of Thieves with its like kind of cartoony graphics, like the water is beautiful and blah 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 blah. And I understand it's like, oh, it's not Sea of Thieves, and why is everyone comparing it to Sea of Thieves, blah blah blah. But Sea of Thieves kind of is like a monopoly on this type of game. So if you're going to make a game like this, you're competing directly with them. And that's just the reality of the situation. So when I'm looking at something like Sea of Thieves, and then looking at this, but honestly, playing this beta just made me want to go back and play Sea of Thieves, which is a very strange thing. But I mean, like, even in this cutscene, like, it doesn't look overly good. Like, Far Cry 3 looks like this. Like, this is not improved quadruple A next-gen graphics. And when I was doing the character customization, not only was I disappointed in all the options that I had to me, like what was available, it's also just really not very good looking at all. There's just like something wrong with the character models. Like they don't look right. And again, maybe this would be fine if they didn't say, oh, it's a quadruple A game. But even if you remove that, they have other games in their repertoire. Like, I mean, Far Cry is a good example of games that just look way better than this. Like, look at these character models. This is not impressive. This is not instilling, confidence. The skin, the hair, the eyes, like, it all just looks flat. It's not very good. And this is like a cutscene. This is like meeting these characters that are going to be joining your crew for the long haul, I presume. I don't know, but I mean, I'm getting exposition about what the hell just happened. Us getting, effectively shipwrecked, and there's the Skull and Bones logo. But I mean, look at this character model. That is like not great. It's just not good. Like, Destiny Vanilla has better models from like 20 whatever 16, 17 or whatever it is. Like, it's not. It's beyond unimpressive. The next thing is the movement. I mean, that was kind of cool. There's a shark, but I mean, a shark like came in and went like chomp and like chomped my boat for real. But it just didn't feel that good. I understand that in this game they're going for for a much more arcadey feel than, again, something like Sea of Thieves. But it kind of didn't feel good. Now, I know I'm using this like shitty little bust-ass sloop, and maybe that is a huge bearing on how not good it feels, but this boat felt bad to drive. And then there are these like out of boat sequences, and again, like, just look at this environment. It's so flat and like unsaturated, and it's just so not good looking. And these character models are like this pirate chief officer guy. Like, this is not good. It doesn't. It feels like it's been delayed for like 4 years, and now they're just pumping it out. Now, I think the realistic thing that happened here is that it's been pushed for so long, and it might have thought to have been a lot. If the models are popping in the cutscene, that they were going to make it free to play or cheap and make it a live service game, but it's been delayed and delayed and delayed, and now they're having to recoup that cost, which is probably exactly what it is, and then pump out whatever is here. But I mean, again, as I mentioned earlier, this should have been a slam dunk. This could have been so easy. The bones are already there in a game that's 10, 15 years old. If you just took Black Flag, pulled out Black Flag, they put the boat stuff in the Spartan Assassin's Creed game. That was my favorite part of the game in that, and then boarding, and you like hop out and board. Now again, not only is this the beta, but I also didn't get a real ship, so it's probable that, or not probable, I hope that you can do stuff like that. But I didn't experience any of that. Like, again, my entire time with this beta, none of it was like fun. But like the character model, I can't get over how bad this game looks. Oh my fucking god. But here he gives me this like fetch quest, so I go into the water and I gather supplies, and he's like, but I'm not going to give you what I said I was going to give you. Sucks to suck. I'm a pirate. I'm like, okay, whatever. But he gives you this like crowbar thing so that you can bust into the ship of the big boy ship that was sunk, the one that you were like meant to protect or whatever. And I was really curious to see what that was going to be. Like, would we have a kind of sneaky sequence or an Assassin's Creed-esque sort of thing? Like, again, I hate to keep comparing it to other Ubisoft games, but like when Sea of Thieves exists, when Assassin's Creed exists, and when Far Cry exists, you can't make shit like this. Not only do you have something to compare it to, you also have other games that you've made that are just better. This is a step back in every single direction. I know it probably sounds like I'm like hardcore bitching here, but I mean, I was really excited for this. And as you're going to see in this sort of cinematic intro thing that they're going to show, like every Ubisoft in the universe worked on this game. And there was like, if I remember correctly, there was like frame drops and shit in this cutscene. And I'm thinking, you spent so much time, so much money making a game that like Oh, there's the frame drops in the cutscene. Jesus. Making a game that, again, I would love. If you just took Sea of Thieves or the Spartan thing or whatever, like, there's so many things, like, if you just took this and transposed this here, let's just make an entire full game of just the boat stuff from Assassin's Creed, not Valhalla, the other one, the Sparta one. There's too many of them. If you just take that, and that's all this game was. You raid outposts, you fight people on the water, and you can board their ships. I would pay for that. I would pay for that. I didn't probably pay full price for that. But I have this. It's so disappointing. It's like borderline upsetting. Again, this should be a game from. Look at how shit that model looks. Like this whole thing is just drab and bland and flat and ugly and everything I didn't want it to be. And it was something I was very, very excited for, and I was looking forward to until I wasn't. At some point, it fell off my radar, and as I mentioned, there was a joke and a meme that this game's not real. And you know what? On some level, it's not. The game that was shown off, or at least talked about, the way it's described, is not what we're playing. It's like an arcadey, slidey. It's like fucking Twisted Metal with boats. Like, it's so arcadey, and that's fine, but that's just not the vibe that I was getting originally. It looked a lot more like, I don't know, serious is not the right word, but it looked better than what I played here. And I don't mean visually, I mean like how it was supposed to be and what it was supposed to be. It just seemed far better in the trailers, which I know they do, but like, this is a look at the eyebrows, look at the eyelashes, like, it's just garbage. So I cannot recommend this game. I don't even recommend the beta. Like, don't even play this. Go do something else with your time. Go do the Wish thing in Destiny 2. Or actually, you know what? Better yet, and this is not the place to do this probably because I'm talking about a totally other game. My cat is scratching something. Go play Helldivers 2. That game fucking rocks. I was really upset about this game sucking, but what it did is it allowed me to use that time that I was going to invest into this into something fun. And I got a Helldivers 2, and holy shit, that is fun. So, moral of the story, don't play play Sea Thieves. Don't play Skull and Bones. Go give Helldivers a try. I'm upset. Ubisoft did me dirty, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. See ya.